audition, and he needed a volunteer to help him on stage. So he called somebody up, and he said, for my first act, I'm going to make this woman disappear.
Oh!
Thanks, I'll be here every night.
All right, well, you guys that don't know me, my name's Andy. This is my now lovely bride of all 30 seconds.
Chelsea.
Chelsea! Woo! I'll put it somewhere like against plastic either.
Put it on your table. Put it on the reception.
Yeah, put it.
I'll take it to the reception table, like a. Use
What?
Maybe you.
She got the jump on you.
You guys have the unity candle.
You guys did the unity candle. Ah.
All right, so if this is your first time to club, welcome. As Seamus said, it's a little different this time around. We got married about 2 months ago, so we wanted to celebrate with you guys because people we actually wanted at our wedding. We didn't have people, which is you guys, to actually invite to our wedding, so we want to celebrate with you guys. So we got married December 17th, so actually about 2 months now. So usually we do type of things like this, but not really wedding themes. So and then at the end of the night, someone comes up and just shares a little bit about themselves and just things that we like to talk about. And in tradition of being different tonight, we're gonna kind of tag team being up here because we're married now. Yay! All right. So in the spirit of wedding and the spirit of Valentine's Day, which is obviously tomorrow. So if you guys have girlfriends and boyfriends, you guys know Valentine's Day is tomorrow. We were at Fred Meyer's today. Fred Meyer's today, and everybody you can tell was procrastinating and running around. It was pretty chaotic. So don't be those people tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be even crazier. So just so you guys know. So we want to talk about kind of that idea of what is love. All right, you know that song, "What is Love? Baby, Don't Hurt Me." Anyone?
Yeah.
Baby, Don't Hurt Me. I know you all want to do it. So that idea of what is love. All right. I think especially now I think everybody, you know, if we ask each individual person, we all have a different idea of what love is. You see it everywhere. You see it on TV. You see it, you hear it in Taylor Swift songs. You see it in Twilight. You know, like all this stuff apparently of what love is, right? I mean, everybody has different interpretations. Everybody feels it differently. Everybody shows it differently. So because of that, I mean, there's just always kind of this definition of what actually love is. So obviously we've been married for about 2.5 minutes, so we definitely know what love is. But it's not about like we're constantly learning what love is, because I mean love is kind of love you can't fully describe. I mean it's one of those mysterious emotions that, I mean, like I said, everybody kind of understands it and knows what it looks like, but yet it's so different for everybody else. And that's kind of what we want to talk about tonight. So in clubs past, we've been talking about this guy named Jesus. All right. Everybody, whether you've come to club, church, or wherever, if you've never been here before, everyone's heard that. And just in the past club talks, myself, Chelsea, and other leaders have been sharing these accounts of this guy named Jesus who came to earth, interacted with people just like we interacted, and through those interactions, you know, we see how much he loved us. We say that you can see, you can understand who God is. He's the Father of Jesus by examining who Jesus was while he was here on earth. And each account, he's always doing these awesome things for people. You know, and he's not doing that to get fame, because often in these accounts he'll run off. He didn't do it for fame. He didn't do it for money. He did it solely because he has this thing called love for us, and he loves us so unbelievably much. So I'm gonna transfer to my wife. Oh, this is actually the real ring. Where's my ring? Sorry. You're eating my ring? I was so excited. Come on, bro. I'm gonna be like that.
Alright, so, like Andy was saying, by worldly definitions, love is pretty much indefinable because it means something different for everybody. Like we were talking about it on the way over here, and it was like love could be, you think someone's hot, or you really have actual feelings for them. It varies person to person how we all show love, just different, like we are going to be talking about some different things. But so what we have a concrete definition of what love is from the Bible. And so I'm going to read you an account out of 1 Corinthians. And it is 1 Corinthians 13:4. It's pretty common, but I want you guys to listen to it through, just try to listen to it like you've never heard it before and really just understand this definition. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Yeah. So, love is
Yeah, so that's, everyone's heard that verse before, you know, it's a really, really famous verse, you know, but what does that really mean? I mean, we've heard love is, but we just talked about love is something that we can't all agree on, so, you know, does that verse make sense? And, you know, if love is something that's not just one thing. You know, but we've talked about, God loves us so much. He says over and over again in the Bible that God is love. And love is God. I mean, that just means God is love. And we're able to see that, like I said, time and again, like through Jesus' life and through the people he interacted with. I mean, he saved lives, he helped people for no reason, just based off the fact that he loves us in the most purest way. You know, I love Chelsea, obviously, you know, but there's things sometimes that, you know, she can get angry with me, or she can, you know, like there's qualities about her that just not necessarily I agree with, and vice versa, probably more so for her. So, but, you know, but I still love her, you know, but there's still those qualities that I don't necessarily appreciate, and vice versa, and I love you. So, but Jesus had that love unlike that. I mean, Jesus and God take us in our most purest form. You know, the things we say, the things we think, the way we interact with people, he takes us all for that, and loves us all for that. So, I want to read that same verse, but I kind of want to do it a little differently. So, like I said, God is love. So we want to kind of replace the word love with God, and it kind of has a new meaning. So God is patient. God is kind. He does not envy, and he does not boast, and he is not proud. He is not rude. He is not self-seeking, and he is not easily angered. He keeps no records of wrong. God does not dwell in evil, but rejoices in the truth. He always protects. He always trusts. He always hopes and always perseveres. So that is the God that loves us. And that, what? God does not fail. What did I say? Love does not fail? Oh, yeah. God does not fail. Man, that broke down. So, it's kind of important. See? Right there. So we're able to understand God through our relationships. I mean, God loves us so unbelievably much. He allows us to have these relationships. He allows us to share relationships like with each other and through other relationships. What? I could. With it? All right. So I can give you guys a little crash course. We talked about it, but now we're going to. See? He's bouncing off right here. My kind of testimony through Chelsea. I'm messing up right now. She still loves me. My testimony kind of through Chelsea. When I met her, or basically met her again, I was in pretty much the worst part of my life. I was just coming out of high school. I was a freshman in college, and kind of the end of year of my senior year, I had two really close friends in a matter of 2 months die in car accidents. And I really had no faith kind of leading up to that. So at that point, I wanted nothing to do with God, absolutely nothing. If this was the world and the love that he was trying to give me. So going into freshman year, I really had no friends. I kind of isolated myself, kind of emotionally from people. Didn't really want to start the next phase of my life. Feeling like this, so I became really sad and suicidal to a lot of it. And going into my freshman year, like I said, I was suicidal. You know, I just didn't. You know, I just really had no care to the extent of, you know, it was just, I didn't necessarily care whether I lived or died, and that didn't really faze me. And it was a low point of finally just you know, the world coming down, of talking to myself and God, saying, all right, you know, do I want to go on, or do I just want to, you know, call it quits now? And I more or less kind of prayed that. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily say I prayed to God anytime doing that, but looking back, it was definitely a prayer to God of just, all right, you know, this is it. I'll give you one more shot. You know, you failed me obviously already, so, you know, fine, you have one more shot, and we'll see what happens. And once that moment, I prayed that. About 3-4 days later, you know, I met Chelsea, and I met her and didn't necessarily think anything of it. You know, we kind of had a few awkward interactions, and all that. Just saying. A few awkward interactions, you know, but God kept putting her in front of me. And we kept interacting, and finally, this probably was a different interpretation of the story. Kept putting her in front of me. And finally, you know, through just, you know, like dating and, you know, like, finally realizing who she was, you know, I realized, you know, like, maybe she...
thinking she was crazy, I kind of liked her, is what
maybe,
you're saying right now.
maybe she's here for a reason. You know, so like I said, I was shutting out towards the world of any sort of relationships. So I was kind of pushing against this necessarily to, like, actually start dating her. You know, but then God put in my life over and over again, and ever since then, we dated for about 4.5 years, all throughout college, and obviously about 2 or 3 months in, probably. I realized what God was actually doing, and, you know, and I thought back to, like, what I prayed, and just 3 days later, here's Chelsea, and now 4 years later, or 5 years later, we're now married. So that was just something in my life, how God uses love and relationships to show that He's here, to show that He cares for us, and to show that, you know, He's here for us. You want to close this up? Or is that better? All right. So, close this up. So yes, we just want you guys to be, you know, like, as Valentine's Day is coming up, just recognizing that side of God, of people in your life, loving on them, whether they're friends, girlfriends, you know, like, or whatever. I mean, God shows us how much He loves us through relationships He has to offer us. And next club, which is not next week, because you guys have President's Day, right? It's next Monday. So we have clubs here on Monday nights, barring school not being in session, obviously. Here, and just learn more about this. We're gonna talk more and more about our lives in relation to God and Jesus, and understanding that a little more. And it's a great opportunity to learn about it and learn about this amazing opportunity, how it's changed our lives, and Brian and Christina, and all that, and other leaders here. So we just challenge you guys to come back, and you know, if you really want to know, we have a thing called Campaigners, where we dig into the Bible a little more and ask questions. Guys meets on Tuesday morning, which is tomorrow morning, at the church at 7:30. Girls, same time, 7:30 at Chelsea's house, or
Chelsea's
parents' house, which is behind. I know. The house behind the bleachers. So the first road right there, all the way down 7:30. Then yeah. All right, there are cake and all that. Oh no.
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 Wedding party?
Oh yeah, wedding party. Come back
Do you
up.
guys want to go up there so we can pray with Amy?
Sure.
Yes. Yes, baby.